With a sliver of hope of reaching the playoffs, the San Francisco Giants must continue their winning streak as they went in search of a 3-game sweep at the San Diego Padres. The Giants began their day 6 games behind first place Arizona. Things started great for the G-men. Brett Pill put San Francisco on top with his solo bomb. Check that sucker out. However, the last place Padres, they came back to beat the Giants. The final score there is 3-1. Heading into today's game, the Oakland A's were 12 games below 500, but luckily for them, they faced an opponent with similar problems, the Kansas City Royals, who are 13 games below the 500 mark. Hosting the Royals, Oakland had lost 2 in a row, but their fans didn't really seem to care because their team was an offensive machine. This Scott Sizemore fly ball to left field gets lost in the sun, and yeah, that sucker's going to fall. 2-run score for Oakland, making it 4-0 A's. Oakland starting pitcher and former River Cat Guillermo Moscoso took a no-hitter into the 8th inning. He finished with just 2 hits allowed through 8.2 innings of work. Bottom line is, A's win 7-0 over the Kansas City Royals. Tonight we have 2 big local minor league baseball playoff games. The first one is a battle in Stockton between the Stockton Ports and the Modesto Nuts. It's a best-of-3 first-round series. The other game will be the Sacramento River Cats as they open their first-round playoff series at the Reno Aces. This is a best-of-5 series, so the first to win 3 games will advance. Game 1 will be played tonight in Reno, beginning at 6:35 p.m. Tomorrow's game is also in Reno, but after that, Game 3 is Friday in West Sacramento. NBA owners and players met for 5.5 hours today and plan to resume negotiations tomorrow and could even meet again on Friday. While neither side would say if progress is being made, the frequency of their discussions seems to be a good sign. They met only twice in the first 2 months of the lockout that began on July 1st. The 49ers wrapped up their preseason with a 2-2 record, while the Oakland Raiders went winless. But the preseason is over, so now it's time for teams to lock and load some real ammo. The 49ers will kick off their season at home against the Seattle Seahawks, the same team that won the division with a losing record last year. Game time is 1:15 this Sunday afternoon. The Oakland Raiders will open on the road Monday night at the Denver Broncos. Game time there is 7:15. His streak will end at 227 consecutive games started in the NFL. Today, the Indianapolis Colts made it official that Pro Bowl quarterback Peyton Manning will not play in the Colts season opener this Sunday. Peyton is still recovering from neck surgery he had during the offseason. There's still plenty of time for this week's high school playbook game of the week, but the polls close at 7 p.m. tonight, so you better get on those computers. Here are your choices for our border battles. Stagg at Franklin Stockton, Bear Creek at East Union, Central Catholic at St. Mary's, Mesa Verde at Bella Vista, and El Dorado at Ponderosa. Remember, uploading a 30-second Spirit video will earn you 1,500 votes. I'm Robbie Enos with KCRA 3, and that's a look at your sports. With 14 games left in the regular season, the San Francisco Giants sent their pitching ace Tim Lincecum to the bump to face the San Diego Padres today. The G-men came in looking to sweep a 3-game series from the last-place Padres. In the top of the first inning, Tim Lincecum gave up this RBI double to Jesus Guzman. Cameron Maben scores, and San Diego led 1-0. But during the Giants' first at-bat, they tied things up on this Carlos Beltran solo blast over the fence in right field, and this game is now tied at 1. Then in the bottom of the 6th, Beltran comes up big again. He puts San Francisco on top with his second solo homer of the game, his 20th long ball of the season as the Giants led 2-1. Tim Lincecum ended a 3-start winless stretch, winning for San Francisco as they sweep the Padres. Today's final score is 3-1 as the Giants are now 8 games back of first place. In the final game of a 3-game series against the Los Angeles Angels, the Oakland A's tried to avoid losing their 2nd game in a row. And like they have all season, the offense of the Oakland A's struggled. In fact, their only run of the game came on this solo home run off the bat of Josh Willingham. It's his 26th long ball of the season, tying him for 8th best in the American League. So the A's drop another game, 4-1, and now fall to 15 games below the 500 mark. And in Omaha, the Sacramento River Cats are trailing the Storm Chasers right now, 7-3 in the 4th inning. After playoff series wins over the Modesto Nuts and the San Jose Giants, the Stockton Ports are headed to the California League Championship Finals. Tomorrow they'll face Inland Empire on the road in Game 1 of a best-of-5 championship series. The Pittsburgh Pirates have established a legacy of losing. With a loss today, the Pirates would clinch their 19th consecutive losing season, the longest of any American professional sports franchise. Before the Pirates hosted the Cardinals, they honored one of their former great players, Roberto Clemente. And despite this sixth-inning RBI double by former El Camino High School great Derek Lee, the Pirates fall to St. Louis. Cardinals put the Pittsburgh Pirates into the record books as the Pirates clinch their 19th consecutive losing season. Today's final score is 3-2 Cards. Sacramento Mountain Lions are 3 days away from kicking off their second season in Sacramento, and all of their home games will be televised locally. This year, Comcast Sportsnet California will air all 3 Mountain Lions games, beginning with this year's season opener against the Las Vegas Locomotives at Hornet Stadium. This Saturday, September 17th, head coach Dennis Green and his Lions will kick off at 7:30 p.m. in Game 1 of a 6-game season. Closer to home, the UC Davis Aggies will look for their first win of the season when they host San Diego this Saturday at Aggie Stadium. Kickoff is set for 6 p.m. The Sac State Hornets will look to get back on track when they play at Weber State this Saturday. Game time is 5:05. The Hornets are 1-1, while the Wildcats are winless this year. With less than 3 weeks until training camps are supposed to open, there has been no progress in the talks to end the NBA lockout. A hard salary cap remains a major sticking point. The owners are scheduled to meet tomorrow in Dallas, and Commissioner David Stern said there won't be any decisions to cancel training camps at that session. You have about 10 minutes left to cast your final votes for our high school playbook game of the week. Here are your choices for week 3: Fairfield at Rodriguez, Cristo Rey at Delta, Granite Bay at Vacaville, and Del Campo at Rockland. Remember to get 1,500 bonus votes. All you need to do is upload a 30-second Spirit video. I'm Robbie Enos with KCRA 3, and that's a look at your sports. I'm Robbie Enos with KCRA 3, and here's a look at your sports. There is hope with 8 games left in the regular season for the San Francisco Giants, including a 3-game road series at the first-place Arizona Diamondbacks. San Fran is 5.5 games back of first place in their division and 4.5 back in the wild card race behind Atlanta. Tonight, the Giants play at the LA Dodgers. In Arizona today, the Diamondbacks were looking to extend their lead over San Francisco while hosting the Pirates. In the bottom of the 3rd inning, Ryan Roberts doubled to deep left field. 2 Diamondbacks come in to score as Arizona took a 6-1 lead. But Pittsburgh made one heck of a comeback. Led by local product Derek Lee, formerly of El Camino High School, the Pirates hit their way back into this game. Lee homered and drove in 2 runs, but it wasn't enough. Arizona won 8-5 and now lead the Giants by 6 games for first place in the National League West. Back in June, the Oakland A's, for the first time in 25 years, fired their manager during the season, letting go of Bob Guerin and replacing him with interim manager Bob Melvin. Well, today the A's and Bob Melvin agreed to a deal that made him the permanent manager for the next 3 years. After the Rams and Giants Monday Night Football game, the National Football League is cracking down on players faking injuries during games. Today, the league warned all 32 teams that if it is determined that a player fakes an injury, there will be fines, suspension, and even loss of draft picks. In case you missed it, here's the video from Monday night. During a Rams drive, 2 New York Giant players just fell down for no apparent reason, coincidentally at the same time. Many have speculated that this was done on purpose in order to slow down the no-huddle offense of the St. Louis Rams. In local college football, the Sac State Hornets will play their first home game of the season this Saturday at 6:05 against the University of Montana. Across the causeway, the UC Davis Aggies won their first game of the season, defeating San Diego on Saturday. This week, UCD is at the University of Hawaii. The Aggies have gotten off to a 1-2 start this season and will be big underdogs taking on Hawaii. The Warriors are known for their famous run-and-gun offense, which is a frequent passing system that looks to spread the field. Despite their slow start, Aggies head coach Bob Biggs feels he's got a solid team this season.
I like my football club. I really do. Our football club. I really do. They paid attention to detail. They've worked hard. They support each other. We've got a great coaching staff. We're doing all the little things right, but we still need to polish and execute a little bit better.
A local Sacramento high school will finally get to play a home game in more than 3 years. This Friday, the Luther Burbank Titans will play their first home game since 2008, thanks to the opening of a $9.3 million sports complex. A special ribbon cutting ceremony will be held Friday morning before the team faces Hiram Johnson High School later that evening. The polls for this week's Game of the Week voting close tonight at 7, so there's a little bit of time left to plug in some final votes before the finish line. Here's another look at our options, known as our 4-point games. In the north, it's Elk Grove at Nevada Union. In the east, Weston Ranch at Sonora. In the west are Miho at Vanden. And in the south, it's Bayer at Grace Davis of Modesto. I'll announce the winner tonight at 11 o'clock. I'm Robbie Enos with KCRA 3, and that's a look at your sports.